my friends, for those that bless us, like DeCoster, whenever he comes here with his music. Let us take a moment now. And actually, I encourage you, if you can, on your screen, if you can scan and just maybe look around, because we are a little challenged in the ways that we can connect via Zoom, but there are certain things we can do. So if you can just connect with somebody, to send a good feeling or a prayer right now to someone. I'm looking at Judy. I can see, hi, I can see Robert. I can see Sarah, Gabriella, Bishop. I can see my parents, and I can see Evie and Paul and Taylor X and Margaret and David and Manny. And with that, I would like to start off, and use the chat. Thank you. See, someone just kind of took that. Use the chat if you want to say something to one another. And what I would like to say right off the bat is something that I usually say at the end of sermons over this last year and a half or so, which is that I love you from the highest place. I want to tell you that right now, that I give thanks for each of you. I give thanks for the ways that you show up in this world, even if I don't know you personally. We are in this together. As Taylor X reminded us, and he always tells us every time we meet like this, that we matter, that you matter. And we are connected. These are things that we often hear quite a lot. I want us to hear it as though we've never actually received it or maybe heard it before. To come back to a place of newness and really feel the blessing of what it means to be connected. I spoke at an event yesterday for the hospitality workers at the Chateau Marmont that have been facing grave injustice and discrimination, racial discrimination and sexual harassment, and now don't have jobs because of the pandemic. And one of the things that I said was I pointed back to something I've said many times here, that is from the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27, that we are made in the image of God, that imago Dei. And when we come back to this holiness, to this nugget of truth, we remember that we are together in this, that we are connected no matter what. Sometimes maybe that's not always what people want to be, is connected, but we are, no matter what. So again, I want us to come back to this in the way that is new and in a way that is now. Because the time is now. As Paul sung for us at the beginning of the hour, all we have is now. It's all we have. And so in this moment tonight, this now, we reside. in love. We reside in a holy connection. We're not in the live space. Oh, but we're live. We're here. Feel yourself breathing. See somebody in the Zoom next to your head. Connect. Let us, God, let any parts of ourselves that cannot or will not or challenge to embrace the now and this connection that we have. Yes, through our Imago Dei, God, let anything, any piece of trauma or residue or some characteristic in this culture that has hindered the divinity and the now, let it fall away. There is no time, no place for that here. Let us come back to this place, God, of love. That's what this is. It's a revolution of love. Simply and courageously a revolution of love. God, this is what we seek to create. This is what we seek to bring to this planet, a revolution of love. Why? Because we want healing. We want transformation. We want to create sustainability, safety, thriving, equity, justice, harmony. There have been 27 sermons, and this is the 28th, and there will be 29, and that will be it for the vision statement. And we have talked about, or I have talked about with you, and there have been collective sermons where we have all shared our truths, what we are dedicated to, what we embrace, what we celebrate, what we are committed to, what inspires us. This is all in the lines that Manny read tonight and that usually Trevor reads for us. What we are inspired and motivated to create, what we are going to transform into. Also what we will not enable. Remember that? What we will not enable or co-sign or align with. What we are creating as in positive peace, what we are practicing as transformative justice, what we are bringing as in equalized compassion and radical love, and what we are believing in as far as God, one with many names, however you believe God to be or look like or whatever you call it. And from all of those lines, and like I said, you can go line for line and actually see that this is all the principles is what I was just speaking to. We landed in this place of no matter who you are, what you look like, where you come from, who you love, we welcome you, we love you. And in that, in those lines, in that piece of this, I invited you last time, I asked a question, are we to welcome and love everyone? I want to lift up something before we go further tonight, and it's important, and that is to say that we are to utilize our wisdom and our understanding and our knowledge. I mean that some upper level stuff now. I mean that in a place of divinity, divine wisdom and divine understanding and divine knowledge when it comes to welcoming and loving people. And it's not to say that we are elitists. It's not to say that we don't welcome and love everyone. It's to come from an upper level perspective. I said this in the last sermon, to go into the branches of a tree, so to speak, and to be in a place of highest awareness, highest consciousness, in a higher ground. Because the time is now. And we have to ready ourselves. We have to be in high resolve. So this is going to mean, my friends, that we have to be at our best. We have to be at our best. I did not say perfect. The now requires us to be at our best, spiritually fit, spiritually nourished, spiritually ready. I was going through the lines of the vision statement today and what we have gone over. And something I wrote in the email that I sent out to all of you, if you saw this, was a question of, if we cannot honestly answer, yes, I am creating that now, today, when we go over, this is a very, very well used vision statement. Oh, you can't even see it. Ah, there it is. These are all my little scribblings and scrabblings. And if we cannot point to any line of this vision statement, I'll pick one right here. At the revolution of love, we commit to our highest good. And if we cannot honestly answer, I am creating this now, then you know what? We are doing ourselves and this planet a disservice. So I've done this before. I've said this before over the years. It comes down to choice. It comes down to asking ourselves, what am I creating? Am I creating this now, today? Am I bringing equalized compassion and radical love today? Or am I not? It may sound harsh to say that we are doing ourselves a disservice. However, the levels, the systems, the structures, the narratives that the old, get this, the old operating systems that are in place that are harmful, hurtful, oppressive, and violent. That's what we are up against. And so, this is why we have to be honest and say, what am I creating now? Can I point back to these lines over 20-something sermons? And can I say, honestly, I am creating this the way that I can create it now, today? Because how it will be created for Judy, I'm just picking her because I can see her right now, may look very differently than how Robert creates it. The point is, it's not about perfection, and it's not about some monolithic structure of how it's going. It's just about creation, creating something, creating love, bringing positive peace, practicing transformative justice. Do you feel it, my friends? Do you know it? Do you know this in your heart? I pray that you connect and hear this anew now. Now. I pray that we all hear this now in a way that is like, oh, instead of like, oh, it's exhausting, Rev. Oh my God, this is so much work. Oh my God, all these lines of dedication and commitment. Oh, no. No, because here's the thing. Here it is. The principle of transfiguration. And I know this is comes from Christianity, but don't worry if you're not a Christian. I love this. The principle of transfiguration, my friends, it tells us that because there is always change, as we see the seasons from fall now into winter, that there is a large scale transfiguration that is upon us. But we have to choose. We have to choose that. We have to say yes to that now, to that transfiguration. But that is our hope. That is the hope. That it's not even just transformation. Transfiguration is bigger than that. And the hope there, it leads us back to God. It leads us back to love. It leads us back to a place of divine understanding and divine wisdom and divine knowledge where we go, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for that we incarnated in such a time as this, even amidst the violence in all of these different pieces that we are up against, the systems and the structures and the narratives, these old operating systems. Even still, we are here. We have incarnated for some reason. Oh, we're some bold people. We are some brave people. That takes a lot of courage to be alive right now. Now. The time is now. And again, I'll say this personally, and sometimes I don't like doing that anymore because it's too much of myself coming in, but I'm going to do it for this reason. If I can't look at this vision statement and point back and honestly say, I am living this now, there's no point. There's no point. I want to live the life of a revolution of love. I want to live a life of transformation. I want to live a life of commitment, of dedication. And it's really not that hard. It really isn't. When we come back, come on now, when we come back to the recognition that we are in this together. See, I see you beyond these Zooms. I recognize our spirits are here, that our souls are kissing. Come on, that our souls are loving. There's no walls here. I mean, there has to be, because we have to have some kind of boundaries. Can't get too weird here. That's a revolution of some other kind of love. Not get weird. But when I say it's not that hard to live this truth, there's so many things. There's so much possibility. There's so many tools, actually, I should say it like that, that remind us, yes, we are in this together. We are all made in the image of something that is beyond thoughts and words. Call it God, call it a highest love. That we are all made in this. Oh, that is some ineffable stuff. That is some magic time. Now, the last second half, I should say, of this line, pardon me, is this is the revolution. And so just as we began, we end. Revolution from the Latin, revolvere, means to roll back. And if you break that word down even more, it means to turn your eyes back. And if you remember when we began this series so very long ago, so turning our eyes back to God. If and when we get down, if and when we think that our attempts at justice bringing, justice making, peace keeping, peace changing, or just our own personal lives, and I know some of you are going through some very heavy things, if and when that happens, we come back, we turn our eyes back to that which you call and deem holy. Maybe it's music, whatever. Maybe it is God, Jesus, Shiva, Vishnu, the Buddha, Allah, love. We turn our eyes back. We come back to the well. We recenter. We refocus. We reground. We see we are not alone in this. No, we're not alone in this journey. That we have incarnated once again, I'll say it again, such a time as this. Yeah. I'll say this and then I think we'll be complete. I don't remember writing this vision statement. I know it was one afternoon in my apartment in Berkeley, California. But I don't really remember. So I believe there are moments in this life that we're given gifts. Yeah, we're given gifts of the Spirit. And as we change and grow, things illuminate for us. I pray that this time of journey that we have all been on for many, many weeks, that we change and grow, that things have been illuminated for you. A revolution is supposed to do that. It's actually supposed to create a forcible overthrow, an upheaval, the ways that we think about systems or structures, concepts. So I pray that this has all changed us, that we are different, and more than anything, that every day, every now, we say yes to creating a revolution of love in our lives and in this world. Blessings be upon you. Blessings be upon all of us. And I love you from the highest place. And I mean that as a pastor in a very humble way. I'm grateful that we are alive in such a time as this. So let us go, and I will say amen. How about that? I will say amen.